Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are broadcasting today with news that has not just rippled through the tennis world. It has sent a shockwave right through the heart of the sport. If you have been waiting for a sign, if you have been waiting for the moment where potential transforms into undeniable kinetic energy, this is it. The world is shocked. The headlines are screaming. And the Philippine flag is flying higher than ever before in the sacred grounds of Melbourne. We are talking about a historic, earth-shaking victory at the Kooyong Classic. We are talking about the Magandang momentum that every single analyst has been whispering about, which has now turned into a roar. Alexandra Eala. Remember that name. Etch it into your memory because she has just done the unthinkable. She has been crowned the women's champion of the 2026 Kooyong Classic. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't just a match win. This isn't just a good effort. This is a championship title at the spiritual home of Australian tennis. Alexandra Eala, the 20-year-old sensation, the pride of the Philippines, has lifted the Yvonne Goolagong Trophy, silencing critics and stunning the global tennis community by dismantling a bona fide giant of the sport. Who did she beat? This wasn't a walkover. This wasn't a lucky draw. She went toe-to-toe with Donna Vekic, the Croatian powerhouse, the Olympic silver medalist from Paris 2024, a woman who has stood on the podiums that most players only dream of. And Alex didn't just beat her. She didn't just scrape by in a 3-set thriller. She dismantled her. Straight sets. 6-3, 6-4. A masterclass in precision, composure, and tactical brilliance. Magandang momentum Ito. This is beautiful momentum. This is the kind of momentum that wins Grand Slams. This is the kind of momentum that builds legacies. Today, on this deep dive special, we are not just reading the scores. We are peeling back the layers of this victory. We're going to look at how she did it. We're going to analyze the forensic details of her forehand, the psychological steel she displayed on the Kooyong lawn, and exactly what this means as she stares down the barrel of the Australian Open. The world is shocked because they didn't see the ceiling breaking this fast. But if you've been watching closely, if you've been tracking the trajectory from the Rafa Nadal Academy to the ITF circuit to the Asian Games, and now to the top 50 of the WTA rankings, you aren't shocked. You're vindicated. The Kooyong Classic is no ordinary exhibition. It is a testing ground for champions. It is where the legends of the past, Agassi, Sampras, Federer, tuned their engines before the wars of the Australian Open. And now, Alexandra Eala joins that pantheon. She joins Karen Khachanov, the men's winner, as a royalty of Kooyong for 2026. But why does this matter right now? Why is the tennis world buzzing? Because Eala has now beaten Donna Vekic twice in the span of a single week. This wasn't a fluke. This was a statement. She beat her in Auckland at the ASB Classic, and now she has beaten her in Melbourne. She has essentially looked an Olympic medalist in the eye and said, "I have your number." This is a warning shot to the entire WTA Tour. It's a signal to Alicia Parks, her first-round opponent at the Australian Open. It's a signal to the top 10. The teenager is gone. The contender has arrived. So buckle up. We are about to dissect every serve, every volley, and every ounce of grit that led to this moment. We're going to talk about the crowd, the electric Filipino community that turned Melbourne into Manila for a day. We're going to talk about the trophy, the Yvonne Goolagong Trophy, and the weight of history it carries. We are witnessing the rise of a new global superstar. The Kooyong Classic has a new queen, and her name is Alexandra Eala. Stay tuned. Do not go anywhere. We are diving deep. This is a breakdown you need. This is the story of how the world got shocked. This is the story of the Magandang momentum. Let's get into it. Welcome back. Now, let's strip away the hype and look at the cold, hard facts of this performance. To understand why this victory at Kooyong is so significant, we first have to understand the arena. The Kooyong Lawn Tennis Club is not just a club. It is a cathedral. For decades, this was the home of the Australian Open. The ghosts of Laver Court and Goolagong walked these grounds. When you step onto the court at the Kooyong Classic, you are stepping into history. It is an exhibition, yes, but do not let that word fool you. The players here are not playing exhibition tennis. They are sharpening their knives for the first Grand Slam of the year. The intensity is real. The stakes are psychological. And into this cauldron steps Alex Eala. Let's talk about the match itself. 6-3, 6-4. On paper, that looks like a routine win. But against Donna Vekic, there is nothing routine about it. Vekic is a heavy hitter. She plays with flat, aggressive ground strokes. She is a veteran who knows how to manipulate the pace of a match. She is an Olympic silver medalist. That means she thrives under the most intense pressure imaginable. So, how did Eala dismantle her? It started with a serve. Throughout 2025, we saw Eala working tirelessly on her service motion. We saw the tweaks in the ball toss, the adjustment in the knee bend. In this match at Kooyong, those adjustments paid dividends. She wasn't just spinning the ball in. She was hitting spots. She was sliding the lefty slice out wide on the ad court, opening up the court, and then punishing the open space with that trademark forehand. The first set, 6-3. This was where the shock began. The crowd, heavily populated by the Filipino community in Melbourne, was expecting a fight. What they got was a clinic. Eala broke Vekic early. And once she got that break, she clamped down. We often talk about front-running in tennis, the ability to play well when you are ahead. Eala played like a veteran. She didn't get tight. She didn't let Vekic back in. She held her serve with authority. Then came the second set. This is usually where the veteran opponent strikes back. Vekic, stunned by the first set loss, ramped up the aggression. She started hitting the lines. But here is where the Magandang momentum truly showed itself. Eala didn't back down. She absorbed the pace. One of the biggest improvements in Alex Eala's game over the last 12 months has been her defense-to-offense transition. In the past, she might have been overpowered by a player like Vekic. But at Kooyong, she was taking the ball early. She was redirecting Vekic's power down the line. That backhand down the line, have you seen it? It is becoming a weapon of mass destruction. She closed it out 6-4. No tie breaks. No third set drama. Just clinical efficiency. Let's pause and discuss the opponent again, because context is everything. Beating Donna Vekic once is a great day at the office. Beating her twice in 2 weeks? That is a psychological dominance. Eala defeated her at the ASB Classic in Auckland just days prior. To come to Kooyong and do it again proves that the first win was not a fluke. It proves that Eala's game naturally disrupts Vekic. It proves that Alex has the tactical intelligence to figure out a top-tier opponent and keep them figured out. And let's talk about the trophy. The Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley Trophy. For those of you who might not know, Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley is Australian royalty, a former world number 1, a 7-time Grand Slam champion, an indigenous icon. To have Alex Eala, a young woman from the Philippines, hold a trophy named after such a legend, it is poetic. It symbolizes the passing of the torch to a new generation of diverse talent. The organizers of the Kooyong Classic, including tournament director Peter Johnston, were effusive in their praise. They didn't just hand her a trophy. They acknowledged her star power. Johnston explicitly mentioned how Eala has burst onto the scene and praised incredible support from the Filipino community. That crowd support is a crucial element of this deep dive. We need to talk about the home court advantage that Eala seems to carry wherever she goes. Melbourne has a massive Filipino diaspora. When Eala walked out onto the court, it didn't sound like a neutral venue. It sounded like the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. The cheers, the flags, the energy that fuels a player. It turns a lonely sport into a team effort. Eala mentioned this in her post-match interview. She feeds off that energy. As she heads into the Australian Open, that support is going to be her secret weapon. When she plays Alicia Parks in the first round, she won't be alone. She will have thousands of Cababayans behind her, chanting, cheering, and pushing her forward. Now, let's analyze the ranking implications and the momentum. Winning Kooyong doesn't give you WTA ranking points, but it gives you something more valuable: confidence, belief, aura. Alex Eala recently broke into the WTA Top 50. She is currently sitting at world number 49. This is rarefied air. Top 50 means you're getting direct entry into Grand Slams. It means you are avoiding the grueling qualifying rounds. It means the locker room looks at you differently. When you walk in as a Kooyong champion, heads turn. The other players, Sabalenka, Swiatek, Goff, they see the results. They know she beat Vekic back-to-back. They know she is dangerous. This victory is a culmination of a historic season in 2025. Remember, last year she won her first WTA 125 title in Guadalajara. She won the Southeast Asian Games gold medal. She has been stacking bricks, one by one, building this foundation. Kooyong is the roof on that house. But the deep dive isn't complete without looking forward. Magandang momentum Ito. Good momentum. Where does this momentum go? It goes straight to Melbourne Park, the Australian Open. Her first-round opponent is Alicia Parks of the United States. Parks is a dangerous player, a big server, formerly ranked in the top 40. But Parks is streaky. And Eala? Eala is dialed in. The contrast in styles will be fascinating. Parks relies on power. Eala relies on precision, lefty spin, and tactical construction. After watching Eala dismantle Vekic, who is a better version of a power hitter than Parks is right now, the odds are shifting. The pundits who might have seen this as a 50-50 match are now looking at Eala as the favorite. Why? Because of the Kooyong effect. Historically, players who perform well at Kooyong often have deep runs at the Australian Open. It's about acclimatization. The heat in Melbourne is different. The air is different. The light is different. By playing and winning at Kooyong, Eala is already acclimated. She has her Melbourne legs under her. She has felt the bounce of the Australian hard courts and the exhibition surface. She is not coming in cold. She is coming in red hot. We also need to acknowledge the coaching and the team behind her. The Rafa Nadal Academy influence is undeniable. You see it in her fighting spirit, the Vamos mentality. You see it in the topspin forehand that kicks up high, forcing opponents back. But you also see her own identity forming. She isn't just a Nadal student anymore. She is Alex Eala. She is calm. She is poised. In the post-match presentation, receiving the trophy from Elizabeth Pearce, Eala looked comfortable. She didn't look like a surprised underdog. She looked like she belonged. She held that trophy with a sense of ownership. That body language tells me everything I need to know about her mental state for 2026. She is not here to participate. She is here to dominate. Let's also touch on the men's winner, Karen Khachanov, who won the Lujo Memorial Trophy. The fact that Eala is sharing the winner's circle with an established ADP star like Khachanov elevates her status even further. It puts her name in the headlines alongside the big boys. This victory is a message to the sponsors, to the fans, and to the Philippines. The investment in her career, the sacrifices of her family, the years of training in Europe away from home, it is all converging right now. To summarize this analysis, Eala didn't just win a trophy. She validated her top 50 ranking. She established a psychological edge over a top-tier rival in Vekic. She energized her fan base. And she primed her physical and mental state for the biggest stage of all, the Australian Open. This is a definition of Magandang momentum. It is the perfect storm of preparation meeting opportunity. As we begin to wrap up this extensive coverage, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts on what we have just discussed. Sport is often defined by moments. There are moments that pass by unnoticed, and then there are moments that signal a shift in the tectonic plates of the game. Alex Eala standing on that court in Kooyong, holding the Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley Trophy, is one of those shifts. We are watching history in real time. We are watching the evolution of Asian tennis, spearheaded by a 20-year-old Filipina who refuses to accept limits. The whole world shocked. Headline isn't just clickbait. It is a reflection of the rapid, undeniable ascent of a superstar. Think about what this means for the young kids watching back in Manila, in Cebu, in Davao. Think about what this means for every aspiring athlete who picks up a racket. They aren't just watching a game. They are watching a possibility. They are seeing that you can stand on the manicured lawns of Melbourne, stare down an Olympic medalist, and come out the victor. Alex Eala has proven that she has the game. The technical flaws of her junior years are vanishing. The serve is stronger. The movement is sharper. But more importantly, she has a mind. She has a champion's mentality. That ability to stay calm when the world is watching, to execute the game plan when the pressure is suffocating. That is what separates the good from the great. Magandang momentum ito. I love that phrase. It captures the essence of sports. Momentum is a fickle friend. It comes and goes. But when you grab it, when you harness it like Alex Eala has done this week in Melbourne, it can take you to places you never imagined. The Australian Open begins in just a few days. The main draw awaits. Alicia Parks awaits. The world awaits. Whatever happens next week, no one can take this Kooyong championship away from her. No one can erase the fact that she conquered the Classic. She has etched her name onto a roll of honor that includes the legends of the game. So, as we look ahead to the Grand Slam, let's carry this energy with us. Let's support our athletes. Let's recognize the magnitude of what has just been achieved. I want to hear from you. What do you think of this victory? Were you surprised by the straight sets dominance over Vekic? Do you think this momentum will carry her past the first round of the Australian Open? Can she make a deep run? Maybe the second week? The comment section is open, and I want to see your flags. I want to see your support. Let the algorithm know that the world is watching Alex Eala. This has been a special deep dive report. We don't just skim the surface here. We go deep because the story deserves it. Alex Eala deserves it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this community. This is history. This is momentum. This is just the beginning. I will see you in the next video, where, hopefully, we will be talking about a first-round victory at the Australian Open. Until then, keep watching, keep believing, and as always, stay shocked. Signing off,